Good day to one and all. This is Dr. Sivaraman of iknowindices.com. Hope you are able to hear me. Let me display the PowerPoint presentation. Asian Session Live Market Analysis on April 11th between 5 and 5:30 GMT. So we will track the market using the live market quote page. The link for the same is given in the hotcom window. You can open it in a browser and see the live market quote page. I am also focusing the camera over the live market quote page. Now currently you can see it, the live market quote page. Euro is trading around 1.4463, 1.4465, 1.4442 is the low, 1.4482 is the high, and 20 pips negative net change is seen. Similarly, GBP is showing 15 pips negative net change, and it is trading around 1.6366, 1.6371, 1.6349 is the low, 1.6391 is the high. So Euro and GBP are staying in the middle level without breaching the low or the high from that of 3:30 GMT. And in the case of Yen, 84.71, 84.74 are the current levels. 84.64 is the low, 85.14 is the high, 4 pips negative net change is seen. So when Euro, GBP and USD Yen are showing negative net change, it is a contrarian move on the downside. Because of that, Euro Yen and GBP Yen and also other Yen crosses are showing negative net change. So Euro Yen is showing about 24 pips negative net change and GBP Yen is showing about 15 pips negative net change. All they are doing it as a nominal dip before further rise during this particular week. Then in the case of CHF, after coming to 92-93 area, it has come back again to 90 area. 0.9076, 0.9079 are the current levels. 0.9070 is the low, 0.9100 is the high. 12 pip positive net change is seen. When Euro is showing about 20 pips negative net change, you come across CHF is making only 11 pip positive net change. So it is not more than that of Euro negative net change as a normal move. So that means they are just holding USD and USD CHF in order to make a dip in the case of Euro CHF. Currently it is trading around 1.3127, 1.3131, 1.3117 is the low, 1.3165 is the high, 0.0000 net change is seen. So they intend to make a small dip to that of the low and probably breach the low by a few pips and may not breach 1.31 because they have just sustained those levels and they are buying when anybody is selling, so they may not give profit booking opportunity in the case of Euro CHF and they wanted to gain the levels. Then in the case of commodity pairs, USD CAD is trading around 95.46, 95.50. 95.50 is the low, so they are keeping in the ask the order 95.50 near the low just to create that impression that it could make further drop. But they have been holding for 10 minutes, but they are not dropping it below. So below that anybody sells, they want to buy, and they are just creating a bearish feel, but actually they are buying by doing this. And it has become black. So once it becomes black, that means they are not removing the order and they are just keeping it at the lowest level just to give that impression that it could fall further down. But let us see how exactly they are handling it. Then you will be able to understand whenever they keep the ask near that of the low or the bid near that of the high without buying it. So we will be able to understand what they try to do by that. They just create that feel for the traders, but actually they are not trading at that time. 95.69 is the high and only 6 pips negative net change is seen. So a nominal dip has been seen from that of the Friday close. The case of Australian dollar, comfortably it is trading around 1.05 area. 1.0578, 1.0581 are the current levels, 1.0540 is the low, 1.0579 is the high, and you come across 13 pips positive net change. When AUD is showing 13 pips positive net change, CHF is showing only 6 pips negative net change. So little bit of contrarian move they are trying to do it. and showing only positive net change in the case of USD, CHF and Australian dollar, and the rest of the currencies they are showing negative net change. So this way of contrarian move, they are trying to make a nominal dip in the case of the crosses. Then later on, they are expected to make the gain. With regard to the Euro GBP, again they have come back to that level of 88.33, 88.36, 88.24 is the low, 88.38 is the high, 5 pips negative net change you see. On Friday they made a little bit of drop again, they gained the levels and they are holding it between that of 88.50 to 87.20 and that area, and they wanted to breach it after building enough sell positions. Then you will come across GBP rising more on a daily basis when compared to that of Euro. So that sort of scenario will bring in the trend reversal in the case of Euro GBP, and you need to have the patience to trade in this because they are doing higher level consolidations and with upward stoppment. It is very similar to that of what they are doing it in the case of AUD. They are doing higher level consolidation with upward stoppment, and it appears as if AUD cannot drop, but if you see the net change on a daily basis, they are gaining about 20-30 pips. And so this is how they do the consolidation in the gold and silver also. They are doing the higher level consolidation with the upward stoppment, and they are inducing all the short sellers to do the short covering. Then afterwards they intend to drop it in a big way. So wait for these sort of consolidations here and don't be in a hurry to take positions. And once the trend reversal is indicated by making an extended stop in some pairs, may not be in AUD, maybe in Euro or GBP, they could make a trend reversal, extended upward stop. And at that time, if you try to take sell position in the case of AUD, you will be able to easily keep stop at entry and try to book profit. So when they are just firming up slowly, it is an intentional move. They are just creating the fear for that of the traders by rising 10 pips, 20 pips, 25 pips like that each time. So it is not the spike of 100 pips, 150 pips and things like that. So that they do it in order to gain the levels, but now they are doing a consolidation in these levels. As far as Euro and GBP are concerned, they intend to make further rise in them. As you see that they have been slowly gaining the levels towards close of US session on Friday, and they are just making a nominal dip, and again they wanted to rise it during the day. So when they are making slow moves in a currency, you have to be very patient and you cannot do a counter trade there. When they make quick rises, then you can do a counter trade. You will be able to see profit in that. Let me minimize the PowerPoint presentation. This live market quote page, and focus the camera over that of the PowerPoint presentation and explain the expected market moves for today. Today we could come across some subdued moves and higher level consolidations. Swing and firm up moves are expected during that of the Japanese session. And European session again, a swing and firm up move could be seen. Not much of a data release and things like that. So market might make a very subdued moves, and probably you will be given an opportunity to do the swing trades. And week beginning false move, they had done it now during that of the Japanese session. And during that European session, they could rise it up to that of the high, make a brief upward stop, and then slide during that of the gap time after the European session and also during early US session, and then slowly rise up to that of the high, what they are set on Friday, and little higher than that. So this is how probably they could go to that of the psychological level, 1.45 in the case of Euro and 1.6450 in the case of GBP. That sort of moves they could do it, and what we expect from tomorrow in this particular week. Now, this is the third week in this particular month. Monday, that is the only day in a particular week. Then, that is 1st of April. Then subsequently 4th to 8th has become the second week, and 11th to 15th has become the third week. Now we are in the third week. And in this tomorrow, they are expected to make an upward stop and gain the levels. And during the European session, they are expected to drop and rise during US session. And Wednesday, they are expected to make either way volatile moves. So during the Japanese session, they could make a quick drop and rise during the US European session. and drop during US session. And Thursday and Friday, they are expected to make volatile moves and start gaining the levels again. And slowly they will take to the higher trading zones. So then afterwards you come across two more weeks in this particular month. That is 18th to 22nd and 25th to 28th. Then 29th also falls on the next week. So during this time, they are expected to make more of a higher level consolidation with upward stop and afterwards you could come across the trend reversals and probably by this month end or early next month, that is May, they are expected to make the trend reversals. So you will be able to see then suddenly after building the higher level sell positions, they are expected to make quick drop. And you know that rising of the market takes a longer time, like 2 to 3 months. The drop they do it in a few days. When they stop the support and withdraw the support, you will find like 9 pins, the market is expected to make the drop. So you understand very clearly you are doing a higher level buy and sell trade, and you have to be very, very cautious, and you have to use all the trading strategies like keeping stop of 30 pips, and once the position makes profit, keep stop at entry, and then try to take the chance of booking profit. And they are doing high level consolidation and doing upward stop and try to book profit every time you try to re-enter and do it. And if you are doing position trade, then probably wait till next week and try to book profit in the position trades. Afterwards, they are expected to bring in more volatile moves in the market before making the trend reversal moves, because they will try to build sell positions in a range, not at one level like us. They will try to build the sell positions in a range of 500 to 600 pips. They will try to build the sell positions so that their average levels will be at the highest level or almost closer to the high. So it may appear the market is very bullish, but they are gaining the levels and just liquidating the long positions at the current situation. And afterwards, they are expected to hold high and build sell positions. During building sell positions, they will not try to give profit booking opportunities to that of the higher level buyers. That indicate that they are building sell positions. Similarly, in the lowest level, if somebody sells, they will not give the profit booking opportunity for them. That is why we follow that when the low has not been breached for 30 minutes or the high has not been breached for 30 minutes to 2 hours, then we try to take a higher level sell or a lower level buy. So if they stop giving profit booking opportunity for the higher level buyers or the lower level sellers, understand they are going to bring in a trend reversal. And they will quickly do during the gap time or whenever a data release happens, an extended upward stop and then reverse the market. And during such extended upward stop, those who have kept the stop at the highest level for the sell positions, they will try to hit. And otherwise, if traders have taken the sell positions during the rise and not keeping the stop, thinking that if you keep stop, they will hit the stop, so it is better not to keep the stop, they will make the extended stop and about 150 to 250 pips, rise and drop in a matter of about 30 minutes to 1 hour. During that time, the margin call attraction will come. So they know very well that how to handle the traders. So it will appear like a conspiracy against that of the traders. To a certain extent, it is true. So we have to understand how they are doing it, because they cannot do anything else. They have to first of all give an impression for you that your friend is such a dependable friend, and they try to cheat. Okay, that is the only way they can earn money from that of their own friends or with their own clients or their own investors. So you have to first of all understand how they are doing this sort of cunning game, and you have to see that you are not hurt. That's the most important thing. And with regard to the initial lows and the highs set for this today, 1.4442 is the low, 1.4482 is the high. Both are not breached in the case of Euro, and similarly in the case of GBP also. 63.49 and 63.91 are intact. CHF 90.70 and 91.100. Then Yen 84.64 and 85.14 not breached, and Australian dollar 1.0540, 1.0579, they breached the high. So slowly it indicates that they wanted to firm up because they are holding around that of the initial high. Then in the case of Canadian dollar, they breached the low by 3 pips, 95.50. And afterwards, no, they are still keeping the ask at 95.50, but still they have not breached it for 10 minutes, and they are not going to breach it. And they want to gain the levels again towards close. So let us review the market, and I will post it in the blog, the market reading from time to time, and if needed, then accordingly we will see how exactly they are doing this high level consolidation in all currencies. So it is a normal tendency of the traders that whenever there is a rise, they become bullish. Whenever there is a drop, they become bearish. But when we become bullish, we try to do buy and sell trade. When we become bearish, we try to do sell and buy trade. But whereas the players create the bullish feel in the market and they try to book profit of their buy positions, what they accumulated at the lower level, and they create the bearish feel earlier, last month, and before that they created the bearish feel as if Euro doesn't have strength and there is so much of problem in European Union and so much of problem in UK and this sort of thing, and they dropped it in order to buy. So now you will be able to understand that they drop the market to buy and they rise the market to sell. So this you should never forget. And if you become moved to that of the feels or sentiments what they have created, then the going might be good doing a buy and sell trade at the highest level. But suddenly if they start dropping, because many of the traders have got the tendency not to keep the stop because frequently they hit the stop, and in such a situation they will show a very big loss. Whatever you earned in buy and sell trade, they would have just wiped out. So be careful with regard to that and always use the trading strategy. See, I am trying my level best to read the market, but still there are so many things which could happen between the cup and the lip. So I try to help by giving the timely posting, etc. But still, the market moves can be very, very fast and you may miss that opportunity, or just booking profit, or just you would have avoided keeping stop and that would have created a big loss for you. So use the trading strategy during this particular time whenever they are just gaining continuously. Understand that they are gaining and booking profit with regard to the buy positions and trying to build sell positions by making higher level consolidation in the market. Let me minimize the PowerPoint presentation. Don't think that I am trying to do a counter trade and things like that. This is what the players do, so we need to understand. And still we can do a buy and sell trade. I am not against it. But you have to buy near that of the low set for the day when the low is not being breached for more than 30 minutes, and try to book profit during the quick rise or whenever they make an extended stop, and book profit in that. Don't become afraid at that time. Let me answer to the questions which are asked here. And Robert has got a question. Could you share with us what you expect Euro to do? Whether you see a downward stop and below that of the low 1.4440 in the European session. Now, during the European session, they are expected to make a nominal swing, probably a brief downward stop, and they may do, and then they wanted to firm up. And US session, they could breach the psychological levels. That is what expected from that of the forecast algorithm. But we have to read the market following their moves from time to time. Robert says, I don't see the quote page, but I don't know. Still, it is a problem. I have given the link. You can open it in a browser also. You will be able to see the live market quote page, and it is set in GMT time frame so that it's easy for you to track the market 24 hours, irrespective of your time zone, so that you will be able to easily discuss with anybody using the common time, the universal time, namely GMT. Then DD, how do you see Australian dollar? They are slowly firming it up and holding high, and they are building sell position. But if you sell, they will not give profit. They will simply test your patience, and you have to forcibly close it. Similarly, when you try to do a buy in the denominator currencies, how they have been doing it earlier, similarly, you will come across in the case of Australian dollar. So keep away from Australian dollar. Let them just make an extended stop and quickly enter sell position, rather than let them take it to any level, because they are capable of taking to any level. You know, GBP, they took it 2.11. Imagine that. And what is more important for them is profit and inducing the traders to book loss. It is not by showing levels somebody is going to reward them. It is a question of earning money. It is a money earning process. They are trying to do it effectively in GB. When do you expect the trend reversal, which can be expected the last week? Yeah, most likely from next week onwards, we should be able to see the wide range swings in the market. That means they will lighten their positions and build sell positions. So anytime after that, they could bring in the trend reversal using some trigger. Probably if the trigger comes early, like a data release or some of the unscheduled speech or any of the other remarks, that could be used for such moves. In GB, in Aussie dollar, Aussie dollar, I said it is just making consolidation, and buy and sell is risky, sell and buy is also equally risky. M-try. The swing and firm up move for all the majors or only for the, see, they are all pertaining to that of the numerator currencies, whatever I am mentioning it. And denominator currencies are also expected to make the gains during the day as a contrarian move, because now they are showing a contrarian move on the downside by making a dip in the case of Euro, GBP and USD Yen. So they will slowly gain the levels in the case of Euro and GBP and hold USD Yen, and then subsequently gain the levels during US session. But you know that denominator currencies, they make less swings when compared to that of Euro and GBP. That is why I insist the small traders to focus only on Euro and GBP and trade, so that if you have got any buy level or a sell level, if you wait for 1 or 2 days, you will be able to book profit, at least come out with a nominal loss. But not in other currencies. Suppose somebody has taken a sell position in USD Yen at 82 level. They are not going to just like that show it. They may take prolonged time to do that. And by the time that the platform might continuously charge overnight interest. So that you have to keep all the scenarios you have to envisage and plan your trade, not taking the positions afterwards when the going is not good, trying to go in for a crisis management. That invariably will give you enormous stress, and that is not wanted, because we are not entering into the market to just get buy stress. We are here to make money from that other market. But because of the non-planning, you come across that stress. Indeed. GBP USD to slide below 63. I don't think that they will come to that extent. They might make a downward stop or come up to that of the low. See, in the case of AUD, still, they are not breached the low. Are you able to see that? USD CAD. So they are not going to do the downward stoppings, most likely. Then Eric, what do you expect Euro Yen and GBP Yen? See, now they are making a downward move by making a contrarian move, as they are expected to slowly firm up Euro GBP, Euro and GBP and also USD Yen. So near the low, when the low has not been breached for more than 30 minutes, during the mid session one can do a buy. and keep 50 pips stop, and once the position makes profit, keep stop at entry. And if you compare to that of the earlier levels, it might look very high. So if you want to do intraday swing trade, then that is the only procedure. So try to take near that of the low. When the low in the case, suppose you want to trade euro yen. So when the low is not being breached after coming closer to that of the low, and yen similar to what you see in the CAD like that, then in the case of GBP, they come closer to the, in the case of yen, they come closer to the low, not breach the low for 30 minutes. Then euro yen, they come closer to the low and not breached. Then you try to take a buy. Then the chances of your stop being hit will be very, very less. Similarly, GBP yen also. Then Ron, when did you say we can expect reversal? Yeah, from third week of April onwards, wait for such moves. They are expected to make some very big volatile moves in the market, then bring in trend reversals. At that time, any analyst, those who have been telling that the market could correct, will say, yeah, what I said has come true during the drop. And somebody said that somebody who has just explained could go up further. And you will also, after 2 days, will say, yeah, as expected, according to my analysis, the market has come up. So that sort of moves they will try to do, giving opportunities for both the type of analysts the chance. Then later on, they will bring in trend reversal. Then Robert, do you consider it is a significant factor with how the market makers have to manage their trades, orders, and offset them to earn profit? Yeah, obviously, the players have invested enormous money in the market. See, a small trader keeping, for example, $5,000 or $10,000, when the market moves against us, or if there is a margin call, we become so much upset. And, when the position makes 50 pips loss, we find there is a big loss. Imagine when they have pumped in billions of dollars, and if they are seeing loss in it. Do you think that they will be able to withstand such thing? And a small trader, when they have got enormous pressure, when they see that the position is making loss, how can a billionaire withstand that? From that of the billionaire list, he might be eliminated if he just take a trade similar to us. So obviously he has to do informed trade. So he will not take any chance, or the group will not take any chance, and they will try to make decisive trades by getting all the insider information so that they never make loss. So most of the trades in the market, you come across $1 trillion market and things like that, nearly 60 to 65% of the trades are nothing but circular trades. We are all watching now the market. Okay, we are all watching, and you ask anybody has taken a position in the market. Sporadically, one or two might have taken a position, but the market is making swings. They are all nothing but their own circular trades. They sell it from one terminal of the bank, they buy it from another terminal of the bank, another bank. So that is how they do the circular trades. Then Ron, are you expecting a drop in the European session for euro, and to what level we can expect? They can come closer to low and make brief downward stop if needed. But as I see in the case of USD CAD, they are just coming closer to low as a false move, and they are not breaching it. So they could try in all the pairs similar to that. Then Eric, are you suggesting we wait for US session to do a buy and sell? No. I said that you can do a buy now, or when the market is closer to that of the low and try to keep 30 pips hedging order or a stop. And once the position makes profit, keep stop at entry. And our policy is always when they come closer to the low, we try to take a buy. When they come closer to high, we try to take a sell. If they don't breach the low for more than 30 minutes of observation, or if they don't breach the high in 30 minutes of our observation. Say for example, in the case of USD CAD, they come closer to the low, they are not breaching it. So that is how we have to identify the pairs. The pair which has made about 40 to 50 pips spread, and that alone can give you some good trading opportunity. For example, in the case of Swiss franc, they are shown only about 30 pips. And in the case of Canadian dollar, it's just about 19 pips. So avoid taking position in such pairs because they are not going to give you any profit booking opportunity immediately. It will drag and you will be losing the patience unnecessarily. So I am suggesting that when it is closer to low, you try to buy, and during US session, you can book profit when they rise. That's what I said. In GB, how many pips upside do you see? Probably they could gain to that of the psychological level 1.45 in the case of Euro and 1.6450 in the case of GBP. They are all calculated levels, may be achieved or may not be achieved. GB and also in cable also I explained. Which will be stronger, Euro or GBP? Initially they will make Euro stronger during that upward move, then gradually they will shift it to that of GBP. You know that the GBP is a currency which is used to create the market sentiment, and on the downside, you have seen the GBP coming to 1.59, 1.5980 and things like that very frequently, created the bearish field when Euro was around 1.40, 1.41 and things like that. And then subsequently, Euro gained the levels to start with. Then after reaching here, they are expected to make further rise in the case of GBP, and they will try to create the bullish field and try to offload. So they have to create the market sentiment. Only then at the highest level people will come and buy. Otherwise, nobody will buy. So it is a normal human gut feeling. So it has become very expensive. So let me not do any buy and sell trade. That is what the normal tendency will be. But they will create the market sentiment, talking so bullish about the market, as if US dollar has become a waste paper and things like that. Very, very frequently, they come across, they use this sort of phrases that US dollar has become a waste paper or a toilet paper, and see all emotional expressions. They just make it so that people think that there is no scope for USD to gain the levels and only Euro and GBP are going to be the currencies of the world. They will try to buy, later on realize that US dollar, like a sleeping giant, has got up. And Chris, what is your view on Euro GBP cross? Euro GBP, they are really making a consolidation around 88.50 to 87.50 and they are building sell positions now. But they will give, similar to that of Australian dollar, they will give profit booking opportunity once they start gaining more in the case of GBP and less in the case of Euro. See, they have to look into all currencies. They cannot focus on one currency and do their trades. And depending upon the traders' commitments, they will try to make the moves in the market. And, it is like a puppet show. Moving all the strings in a different varied conditions, they are able to bring in certain sentiments in the market and they are able to book profit. Because we lose patience and we ask every time when GBP is going to rise or when Euro is going to drop and things like that. This is the patient testing game. Then NASCO. They still expect USD CHF and USDN to go higher while Euro and GBP are gaining. Yes, they are expected to make the contrarian move, and if you watch, most of the days they are doing the contrarian moves. So they are likely to continue that because they find it that making USD gaining moves in the case of denominator and making USD weakening move in the case of numerator, they can invest less money in the market and make more profit. When they are making USD gaining move, in the case of denominator, they are able to take out that money and put it in that of euro and GBP and push it up. And Grigor is not CAD on the same board as Australian bond. No. See, CAD is known to make the contrarian moves. See, they came closer to 95.50 and kept ask 95.50, and they are slowly gaining it now. So it is not in the same boat. It's good. Today Euro break 45 is possible. 45.50 we have to see. And slowly they will reduce the momentum and try to do consolidations. Yes, the CHF has it got a reverse soon, or will they push lower? No, I am expecting the reversal here, because the way in which they have pushed it down indicated that they wanted to buy all the sells. They are not taking any chance. So if they are also equally selling in order to drop the market, we will be able to see the quick drops. Then drawn. Euro USD is at 44.60 to get to the psychological level 1.45. It's only 40 pips away. Yeah, still, 40 pips is 40 pips. They have to put to rise 1 pip, at least 10,000 to 20,000 lots orders. Only then the market can move. Then Grigor. Do you see it's likely they will extend moves for another 20-30% before the reverse? Not 20-30%. Probably they could gain. See, each day you come across that percentage or in fractions, because these are all the fourth decimals. If you consider the fourth decimals, then probably you will come across in decimal fractions the market net change. But if you think the last two digits, then probably 20-30% is possible. And drawn. You mentioned that in the US session 1.45 could be reached. Why only 10 and not in European? Is it because you expect further consolidation during European session? I think you have not understood the market very clearly. See, when it comes to European session, they bring in a lot of news pertaining to European session and say that UK economy is weak, European economy is weak, and there is this problem, that problem, and things like that. Then keep it at a lower ebb. Then when it comes to US session, they just say that US dollar is weak, the economy is weak. In both the places the economy is weak, but they will just make a dip during European session and make the rise during US session, because they cannot do anything else. So when US economy is weak, they have to rise euro and GBP, just forgetting that European and the UK economy is also weak. If you understand that, then you will be able to really appreciate how they are making moves in the market. And flatfish. Are the players still buying at these levels? They buy less. They hold the market, because if they don't buy, the market cannot be held. If traders sell, they should be able to absorb it without allowing the market to fall. But if they hold it at the same level when the traders are selling, and if the trader is waiting for about 2-3 hours and still is not able to see profit, they will just do the short covering. They know very well. That way they try to hold the market and slowly gain the levels, inducing them to do the short covering. Then they sell bulk by making further rise. Then detail. Comment on Euro GBP. That's what I said. It is consolidating around 88.50 to 87.50 area until such time GBP gains more when compared to Euro. Then you try to just watch only Euro GBP. Then once Euro GBP gains more in net change when compared to Euro, then start doing sell and buy trade there. You will be able to really benefit. Then Pipper. Do you anticipate a significant retracement from the run of 45.50? No, every time if you see that retracement is lesser. So as per the chart study, you will be able to see that higher lows are being formed. So that any level you sell, if you wait for more days, you will definitely see only profit and loss. That is how they make it. What is the basic idea of making higher lows or higher highs? That is only to induce the traders to buy short cover. There is no other goal. They have to do it. That is how they do it. And similarly, on the lower side, they show the lower lows during the drop. So if you hold it for a long time, you will incur only loss, more loss. Then you become panic and lose patience and cut all the positions. There are so many traders, they are just closed euro positions around 1.30, 1.28, 1.26 and things like that. And now they find that, okay, they have bought all our selling like clever people, but we become nervous and just liquidated to them. That is basically, that situation comes because of over trading, because nobody will come to your place and catch hold of you and say that come on sell euro or come on buy euro. Only they trigger your emotions, and your emotion takes wrong decisions. Any emotional decision is wrong, and that is the causal factor. So why you become under the grip of emotions? Because of over trading. So if you avoid over trading, take only one position and calmly wait, keep a limit and close the platform also. You just open it next day. If the profit is not booked, on the third day you open it, definitely you would have been booked with a profit. But if you try to take more positions thinking that this is an attractive level, this is an attractive level, they will still show a lower level as an attractive level. There comes the biggest problem. Without your understanding, without your knowledge, you commit more positions beyond your capacity to hold, that you don't keep stop, then comes the real panic situation. Then we ask, when you say trend reversal, are you thinking euro back to 1.39 level and GBP to 1.60 level? See, during trend reversal, I am expecting euro to drop more, but not GBP. So probably euro could come to 1.38 or 39 level and GBP to about 1.61 or 62 level after the big gains. Then wrong. So it's getting late. How will you know that during the European high-low euro is reached? Do you expect 1.440 or 420 as the lowest level for euro get today before it then moves? Or do you think it could be sold off to 1.439 as support level? See, don't think that they have to necessarily bring the market to that of the support and reverse it, or take it up to that of the resistance and reverse it. Not all the time they do it. You have to understand that. And you have to be a practical person. And if there are some limitations in the chart study, you accept it. And don't call it as a noise. Then you will never be in a position to understand up to what level they will try to do it. And I'm expecting them to just drop it to probably 4442 level. The way they have done it in the case of Canadian dollar. Let us see during the late session how they are doing it in the natures. And rather, Australian dollar continue to rise, low rise is expected. Then DD. How many pips extended stop and you are expecting in Australia? No, they may not do Australian dollar extended stop and when it was around 1.03, I was expecting them to make us upward stop into 1.05, but they have slowly gained the levels. So they may do it in other pairs, probably in GBP and then numbers. Because that is the pair which creates sentiments in the market. Then rather, relative to euro and Australian dollar, GBP seems to be weak. Do you interest rate differential or not really any reason? No reason at all, sir. Because see, 0.25 does not make much of a difference when you are doing the international currency transfers. And if you hold as a fixed deposit in a bank and they are not giving the rates as you see for short term, only for the long term they give such higher rates. So obviously the rate hike, they are used as a hype for the market to move. But in the physically, if you try to deposit the money, hardly you earn about $25 to $50 out of it. Then ask, what level do you see euro going before eventually make? See, that we have to see how far they will be able to push it upward. So I do not want to commit it here. then drawn, has not breached the high and has not breached the low. So how do you interpret? They are doing consolidation. So during the early and the late sessions, they handle the majors. Now they are handling the cross. Could you repeat the possible low level for European session? I said that they may come up to that as a low, or if needed, they may make a brief downward stop and below that. Stop and always about 30 pips. Then are you still maximum 30 pips? Are you still expecting Euro Yen to rise 200 pips? Yeah, there is a potential. Matthew, this week how much Euro and GBP? See, this is what everybody is asking and developing a mental block and keep a limit, and they miss profit booking opportunity without using any trading strategy of keeping stop at entry or making it as a trailing stop. So that is the main reason that I am not giving the levels still without understanding that you are continuously asking questions. I do not want to give any sort of mental block for you, and that becomes detrimental to you even though I try to help you. Encourage. Swiss go below 90? No, unlikely. How far do you expect Australian dollar yen to drop before moving up again? Australian dollar is also, AUD yen is also expected to slowly gain the levels. All yen crosses are expected to gain the levels as they are rising yen. After half an hour, that euro has been dropped to 44, 42 and does not go any further lower than that would be the point to buy, yes. So let me go back to that of the PowerPoint presentation. It's getting delayed, sir. Swing and firm up, swing and firm up, and swing and rise moves are expected during the 3 sessions of the day. And only in the case of commodity pairs, they breach the high and they breach the low. Just watch. Towards close of the Japanese session, they could breach the low in the high in the case of Euro and GBP. And probably during the European session, they could swing and firm up. In the US session only, you will come across good rise. Probably you can wait for them to come closer to low, how they are handling it. Later on, take the buy position and book profit during your session. Try to close the positions as quickly as possible. Don't carry it to the next day unless and otherwise you are informed. Otherwise, it might become a great threat for you. And if at all you want to carry it, keep stop. So I take this opportunity to thank everybody and FX Trade, and also those who have come here to listen to my webinar. And I'll post it in the blog, and tomorrow again I'll come back and take yet another session of Asian Session Live Market Analysis. Thank you all and all.